They thought he died during World War II, so they put him in a mass grave. But it turned out he was still alive. On this Memorial Day, his kids tell his incredible story.
Ireland has a special place in today's Mount Soledad Veterans Memorial celebration.
Beaches are packed for Memorial Day. We're live from Mission Beach.
Carlsbad's new crackdown on e-bikes begins tomorrow. The new fines, rules, and why some riders could even lose their bikes.
It is Memorial Day, and you know what that means. It's time for Grilling with Styles, and today we're doing a smoky Southwest chicken with a green sauce. It's coming your way.
It was bittersweet because, I mean, there still can be a threat. You know, we still don't know. They don't even know themselves, but the fact that there will be no explosion, that's even a better outcome.
People in Orange County are breathing a sigh of relief tonight now that firefighters say the threat of a catastrophic chemical tank explosion in Garden Grove has been eliminated, but tens of thousands are still waiting to be let back into their homes. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Memorial Day. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel. We are waiting to hear an update from officials there about the current situation. They're set to speak any moment now. Right now, though, members of San Diego's Red Cross chapter are helping some of the 50,000 people who've been under an evacuation order since Friday. The concern was over an overheated tank full of thousands of gallons of toxic chemicals. It was leaking and on the verge of exploding. And authorities now say environmental and public health concerns still remain.
And we see they're starting that news conference. Let's check in with the latest update.
There will be 9 speakers with a brief time for questions afterwards. Today's speakers are Orange County Fire Authority Interim Fire Chief TJ McGovern, Garden Grove Police Chief Amir El Farah, Orange County Fire Authority Division Chief and Incident Commander Craig Covey, EPA Federal On-Scene Coordinator Chris Myers, Orange County Health Officer Dr. CK, Orange County Fire Authority Board Chair Josh Sweeney, Garden Grove Mayor Stephanie Kloffenstein, 1st District Orange County Supervisor Janet Nguyen, and United States Senator Adam Schiff. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Chief McGovern.
Thank you, Captain Barta. Good evening, everyone. TJ McGovern, Interim Fire Chief for the Orange County Fire Authority. Thank you all for being here for this important message. You know, early on in this incident, it started with us being advised that there are no options and nothing we can do. Basically, it was going to be a major explosion, which we've been referring to as a BLEVE, or a catastrophic spill. That message did not resonate with the firefighters and first responders. We knew we had to come up with a plan. That's what we do. We look at these incidents and we come up with a plan. Throughout the day today, I've been happy to report that the most catastrophic and worst case scenario was mitigated and resolved. That was the case of a potential BLEVE. It's not over yet, and I want to reemphasize that. It's not over yet. We still have work to do. There's 2 things that we're going to be still doing operation on. Number 1, we still have to mitigate a fire and very small explosion concern, and also a spill potential. You know, I've worked in this city for 25 years prior to joining OCFA, so this incident is very close to me. I want to thank all the citizens who were displaced and their patience in support for us as we're trying to mitigate this situation. Next, I would like to bring up the Garden Grove Police Department Police Chief Amir El Farah.
Good evening. I am Police Chief Amir El Farah with the Garden Grove Police Department. I first want to start off by thanking all of our citizens. I know this has been a challenging and difficult, critical incident. I want to thank you for your patience, your understanding, and your resolve. As you heard, there was new data that was received, and high-level discussions were had with subject matter experts. And I can now tell you that we can reduce our evacuation zone area. The new borders will consist of Orangewood Avenue to the north, Dale Street to the east, Knott Street to the west, and Garden Grove Boulevard to the south. Garden Grove Boulevard will restore flows of traffic in both the east and westbound directions. All off and on ramps of the 22 freeway will now remain open. For those of you who will be returning home this evening, please remember to adhere to traffic laws, drive safely, be mindful of pedestrians and your neighbors. We will be maintaining a high visibility and uniform presence in your neighborhoods for your safety. For those that remain impacted, I know this may be frustrating. That number is approximately 16,000 of you. Please understand that we are doing this for your safety, and we will continue to work diligently so that you will be able to return home hopefully soon. Eviction centers remain open for those who have been displaced. A map showing the new eviction area is going out on social media platforms as we speak. I thank you for your understanding.
We did it. I was handed an incident that had two options, a spill or an explosion. That, as the chief said, that was unacceptable. We put all of our people together, we found a plan, and we instigated it. Okay? That took time. That tank was ready to blow up. I want to talk about what's gone on in the last 24 hours that has gotten us to this position so that all your residents understand it's safe to go back. Because remember, I promised you at the beginning of this incident, that was the #1 priority, is to get everybody home. But we could only do it if it is absolutely safe. I appreciate the patience. I know it's been challenging and frustrating. So let me explain how we got to where we are in the process of repopulation. 24 hours ago, we started seeing the trends of the tank, okay? A lot of people were asking us, why aren't we getting the tank numbers more often? We were not putting firefighters downrange into the area during the daylight when the tank is at its most vulnerability. So we were doing at night operations, and we're doing it once or twice a night at the most to get in there and get a trend, get in, get out. Okay.
All right, we're going to continue to monitor this situation, but as officials said, it's a fluid situation. Evacuation orders are now downsizing. That's a relief to many who live in that area tonight.
Yes, 16,000 people remain under evacuation orders still. If you'd like to continue watching this news conference, we are streaming it right now on our free CBS 8 app. This company has a location in El Cajon, and CBS 8 learned that they have been fined for environmental violations before this.
We don't know if that played a factor in this one. It's a separate thing, but you can sense the relief with emergency workers there, just having to face this possible catastrophic situation and being able to stare it down, work hard, reduce the temperatures, and get a handle on it. Kind of miraculous in some ways.
I can't think of anything like this happening before.
50,000 people having to evacuate. Oof.
It's very scary. So stay with News 8 for the latest developments on this story. We'll have any updates posted on CBS8.com. You can also follow us on social media or download our free CBS 8 app.
San Diegans are joining Americans across the country today in honoring the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. There were several ceremonies across the county today, including one on Mount Soledad honoring fallen Marines. The USS Midway hosted an event on its flight deck paying special tribute to Operation Desert Storm veterans.
34 years in the Navy, and being able to come back here to my old ship and remember the people who served my shipmates, and especially my shipmates who aren't with us anymore, is very special for me.
The Midway event also featured a moment of silence, that missing man flyover you're looking at, and a wreath-laying ceremony. Our two national cemeteries, Fort Rosecrans and Miramar, were packed today with San Diegans honoring our fallen heroes.
News 8's Steve Price joins us live from Miramar National Cemetery. Steve, you spoke with a brother and sister who visited their dad's gravesite today and shared his incredible story.
Yeah, Anna and Carlo, this is an amazing story of heroism, but quite frankly, when you look around, it's just one of thousands out here at Miramar National Cemetery of service members who risked their lives for their country.
I'm just gonna bring it to my dad. I'm really so proud that I'm his daughter.
Cherry Season's admiration for her dad continues to bloom.
Thank you for your service.
Major Monaco Dominguez served as a Philippine guerrilla during World War II, fighting Japanese forces and providing vital intelligence to General Douglas MacArthur. But his story doesn't end there.
Once you ask him something about the World War II, you really need to have a lot of time to spend with him.
In 1942, he became a prisoner of war and was among the 75,000 American and Filipino POWs forced to march to prison camps in what is now known as the Bataan Death March. He caught malaria and died, or so it seemed, so he was thrown in a mass grave. But 3 days later, he woke up.
There's an American nurse who saw him from the grave. Can't believe what she saw because he's alive. So they pulled him out from that mass grave.
Cherry admits that experience may have hardened him a bit.
Very strict father.
Military.
Oh my God.
Monaco later moved to the United States and became a U.S. citizen. He died here in San Diego in 2019 at the age of 102. Which brings us to Cherry and her brother Ferdinand today at Miramar National Cemetery.
Memorial Day for me is remembering those who died fighting for the country.
They're here to honor their dad and the thousands of other veterans buried here.
They're heroes in my eyes.
Cherry is grateful that her dad lived with her during the last few years of his life, giving her the chance to show him just how much she appreciated him. And if she saw him today, she knows exactly what she'd say.
Thank you for your service, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, Monaco's story definitely inspired his family. Ferdinand ended up joining the U.S. Navy. 3 of his daughters became nurses. Anna and Carlo.
Steve, I noticed in your story that all the grave sites had American flags today. Is that special for Memorial Day, and who put them out?
Yeah, so there are 500 volunteers who came out here on Saturday and put all these flags out here. And tomorrow, those volunteers are going to come back out here, put them away nicely so that next Memorial Day, they can put them back out here again.
It's amazing. Steve, thank you so much for that. Thanks for sharing their story.
Sure.
I just really appreciate that tribute.
I know. It makes them proud. Well, a lot of people headed to the beach to relax on their Memorial Day holiday, and lifeguards were ready for big crowds.
They were ready, but big crowds didn't necessarily show up. But our Alex Cheney joins us live with more on the efforts to keep everyone safe out there, no matter how many people were on the beach today. Alex?
Yeah, absolutely, Carlo. You know, perhaps not as many people as we expected to see out at the beach today. More of like a regular weekend day than a holiday. I think it may have been some of those clouds that scared away people earlier this morning, but we've had some really nice pokes of sunshine as we head through the afternoon today in Mission Beach. We talked to lots of people enjoying the holiday. Here's more.
We didn't want to sit at home.
Jack brought his 2 boys out to Mission Beach today to enjoy the Memorial Day holiday and finally get some sun after a cloudy start to the day.
Clear that sun popped through. In fact, while we were sitting up there eating, we saw the sun break through.
I like to go swimming, and I like to play in the sand.
I've been listening to my music on my AirPods. It's pretty nice, posting stories and all that.
You say it's awesome.
We caught up with this family from Arizona making sandcastles.
This is my grandson. His name is Valentin, and he's been telling me for 3 months he wants to build a sandcastle. So we are here building a sandcastle.
Right on. Cool.
Yep.
Even though it's cloudy today.
It doesn't matter. It's beautiful. It's hot in Arizona. Say sandcastle awesome.
Sandcastle.
We saw plenty of police officers and lifeguards out on the sand today as they keep those playing safe.
It's a good day. It was like we got the day off, and then tomorrow's senior ditch day, so we're just spending the night here.
Well, I like to just lay here, listen to music, be with friends. You know, it's a really good environment. It's really fun.
Beachgoers enjoying the sun and a day off today, but also remembering the reason for Memorial Day.
I think it's a beautiful day to honor everyone, you know. Just come out, like, pay respect for them.
Thank you to all the veterans.
Yeah,
thank you to all the sacrifices, and our prayers are with all those families today.
Great little bonus beach day here on Memorial Day. Everybody really excited to come on out and hit the sand, but also respecting and honoring the ultimate sacrifice made by those who gave us the opportunity to enjoy this wonderful day. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
All right, Alex, thanks. Got the jacket on, tells us what kind of day it is at the beach at this point, close to sunset.
That's right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, you have about another week to make your voice heard in California's primary election.
We are breaking down some of the top races and looking at the early turnout still ahead. Plus, what you need to know as the city of Carlsbad observes its last day of warnings about new e-bike rules.
And it is Memorial Day, and that means it's Grilling with Styles. Let's get these smoky chicken tenders off the grill. And we've got some steamed milk to make the chocolate sauce for our sundaes. That's coming up on Cooking with Styles.